Hi everybody, my name is Quicken, and today I'm going to be talking about tattoos and lawsuits. So hang out with me today while I talk about the Cardi B tattoo lawsuit in the Gangsta Bitch Money Volume 1 Tattoo Dispute album cover. I really wanted a table here, and you actually can't even see it. So tattoos and copyright have been something that the industry has talked about before. Even on this channel, I have talked about models in the industry who send paperwork to their tattoo artists to allow their tattoos to be photographed and give consent for their tattoos to be in print. But I have not talked about something of this magnitude, which is the Cardi B back tattoo lawsuit. Now, spoiler alert, I might have an unpopular opinion on this entire matter, so definitely stay tuned. But let's do a little bit of background research before and talk about how the implications of this lawsuit are being measured as something that may change the industry forever. In my experience, I have had some of my tattoos published and I have not ever been asked for consent. So with that, I was always under the impression that the photograph belonged to the tattoo artist. Even this picture right here in this magazine, Things in Ink, is my tattoo. I'm not credited at all in this page. Actually, it is work by Jessie Preston, and this article is about her. Although this is my leg, nowhere in here does it say, featured Quicken's leg. I've always felt like the artist owned the art. However, what kind of rights does the tattoo wearer necessarily have in this situation? Again, this is why this lawsuit is being held to such a high degree of, well, this may change the law forever. I've always kind of been in the spirit that the tattoo belongs to me and belongs to the artist, and we don't really have to get the law involved. But I've never been in this similar situation as what is going on right now. So I think some of the most popular lawsuits have to be the Mike Tyson lawsuit, where Mike Tyson's tattoo artist sued the guys from The Hangover. They have his tattoo in the movie in order to kind of spoof on Mike Tyson. It was Mike Tyson's tattoo artist that actually sued the production company over his art being violated. So we have talked about tattoo artists seeking justice for copyright infringement of their art, but this is where this case is really unique. This is going to be tough to talk about because I feel like as a culture, we cheer for Cardi B. We love a Cardi B moment, we forgive a Cardi B moment, and for me, I really want Cardi B to just, make it work. Especially when she's at the Met Gala, when she is a spokesperson for a luxury brand. I'm always like, I like that Cardi B is there. She's mixing things up. So when I initially read headlines that a person was suing Cardi B, I was like, you better kick their ass, Cardi. You better take it all the way to the bank, Cardi. But then I looked into it, and I think I agree with the guy. But I don't think this is the major lawsuit that is going to change tattoo and tattoo copyright from here on out. So the lawsuit alleges that Cardi B stole the likeliness of Kevin Brophy Jr.'s tattoo, who I'm going to be calling Kevin. Kevin has a pretty distinct back tattoo that is a full black and gray piece of a snake fighting a tiger. Kevin himself has multiple other tattoos on his body, but this is pretty predominant. And a full back piece is a huge accomplishment. As someone who still has like 3 sessions on their back piece, it's kind of a huge deal, and it's also a huge investment. But most of all, it's yours. And even though my back tattoo has 3 faces on it, a back tattoo becomes a part of your identity. It becomes your back face. So for the cover of one of Cardi B's mixtape, which is called Gangsta Bitch Music Volume 1, I'm just gonna call it the album cover. YouTube's a little strict these days. So for Cardi B's album cover, it's pretty dope. It's very Cardi B spirit. Cardi has an image of herself sitting, I don't know if it's in the back of a limo or like on a bench, and she's drinking a 40, and there is a man between her legs. And this man is hunched over so you can see his back. And he is wearing the full back tattoo of Kevin. So you can see that Kevin's back tattoo is distinctly on this model who is in this shoot that is now Cardi B's album cover. So Kevin has brought suit against Cardi B because she took the likeliness of his tattoo and put it on this album cover. Putting that aside, in the lawsuit, Cardi B said that she has changed the tattoo enough so it is fair use in her album cover because it is transformative. And if you've spent any time on YouTube, you hear us constantly talking about fair use, copyright, and transformative materials. If you've ever bought a really cute Studio Ghibli pin off of Etsy and wondered if Studio Ghibli was getting any of that licensing fee, normally that little pin that you got would be transformative and then in fair use. As long as it is reconfigured, redrawn by the artist, changed up a little bit, produced in a fan-made transformative work, which is kind of how fan art is usually legal, but can kind of dance on that line if it is not transformative enough. However, I think most people know that when you are making transformative fan art, fair use things, it's kind of always up in the air that Studio Ghibli, for example, can one day knock on your Etsy door and give you the little cease and desist you've kind of always been scared of. That would be the time where you would fight for fair use and say that your product is transformative of the original copyright IP. This is where things get weird in the Cardi B lawsuit. This isn't really transformative, and the person who created the album work actually admitted that it was not transformative. In the lawsuit, there is testimony from the album art creator, Tim Gooden, who said he was given $50 to create Cardi B's album cover. He was given a few pictures and a concept, and Cardi B said that she wanted a back tattoo on the model who was in between her legs. Gooden is quoted as saying that he literally Googled back tattoo and found Kevin's back tattoo and photoshopped it on the model. He said he took it right from Google, put it on the model. So in this case, the person who created this album cover art for Cardi B basically admits that they really didn't transform the art at all. So this comes back to, is this fair use? This art was on the internet, this person paid for it, but they're the tattoo wearer and not the tattoo artist. This might be where my unpopular opinion lies, but as a person who has called themselves a tattoo collector for the last, 5 years, and who has a giant back piece with like 13 sessions under my belt, if somebody took my tattoo and just photoshopped it on somebody, I would want some money. In the lawsuit, Kevin also brings up the fact that the model who is wearing his tattoo is performing something on Cardi B in that he is claiming damages because that is something that depicts him in a certain light that he does not enjoy. And I have to agree with him. This was a model who you can't see their head, you can't see their face, you can only see their back. And like I said, our back tattoos are our back face. From behind, if my hair was up in a hat and you couldn't see my bottoms and my arms, if you could only see my back from behind, I think that people would be able to distinguish that it's me. I do have a public life, but again, getting your back tattoo finished is such a big accomplishment that maybe you show it off a little bit. This back tattoo of his is now on this album cover art. People are going to think it's him. Now, there's probably a group of people who would be super excited, but you should also know that group of people, I think, would agree that you should get paid for the work that you do. Kevin was not paid to be a model on this shoot. It's almost as if his identity was photoshopped into this photo shoot and no one really got paid for it. I don't know how much the photographer and the model got paid, but the graphic designer for the album cover art got paid $50. So that being in mind, if somebody photoshopped my tattoo onto somebody in between someone else's legs, my consent is kind of thrown out the window there, and I don't get paid any royalties for being a model. Now, so Cardi B paid $50 to her graphic designer to Photoshop that tattoo onto her album cover. So let's take a picture of my back tattoo and see what a graphic designer can do for us. With the litter box. Perfect. I also feel like we should Google back tattoo and make sure mine doesn't come up. Quickly does his come up. Looks like we're in the clear. Oh wait, he just got back to me. Kevin is saying, basically you photoshopped me into this picture and I would like to get paid for it. And I like that. I like that. So I think a lot of people are going to be in the camp that Cardi B should win. And I am a pessimist, so I believe she'll win too. However, I do think that it is a bit unfair that Cardi B and a large part of her identity is linked to spending extravagant amounts of money, buying luxury items, you know, giving her boyfriend, you know, just $500,000 cash for his birthday. I feel like Kevin isn't asking for a huge thing here. Well, he's asking for $1.5 million, but I would say that number was probably a lot smaller before he had to get lawyers involved. I'm sure if he just contacted Cardi and was like, that's my back face, can I have some money? However, now that it's in the courts and now that a lawyer is involved, and probably a high profile lawyer because this is celebrities, 1.5 million to us, couponers, seems like a lot of money, but in lawsuit world, he'll probably get like half of that. I think he should be paid. That's basically him in that picture. So I think from a tattoo collector's standpoint, if that was my tattoo and it looked like me doing it, I would want to get paid. And now he also says that because he was essentially photoshopped into this photo where it looks like he is performing a sexual act on Cardi B, this has hurt his, what's it called in a society? His personal image? In the lawsuit, it does say that this is fair use because he has a neck and arm tattoo that they photoshopped out, but I'm not hearing it. The other thing that is interesting about this lawsuit is that a lot of people are speculating that this will change tattoo laws in the future. Because this is the first that I know of lawsuit similar to this, people are speculating that this may change tattoo copyright laws on athletes in video games and different ways that characters are perceived, like Post Malone action figures. However, I think that these lawsuits, although both involve tattoos, are very different things. A tattoo identifies a person and you cannot easily get it removed. So, like I've said throughout this video, it's essentially like they photoshopped him into this album cover. And I think the more parallel lawsuit would be the Kanye West music video where he hired models that looked like all of his enemies and pretended to have sex with them. These seem similar to me because it is somebody borrowing someone else's likeliness and using it for whatever they want. Why even take this to court? Give him a car. Give him a couple bucks. That's my big problem. You know you did something wrong. Give him a couple bucks. You Googled back tattoo and laid it on top of the man's back? Instead of hiring a model who was tattooed and putting us out of work. This has been Tattoo Talk Thursday. Let me know what you think about it, and if you want to know more about tattoos, I have a Tattoo Talk playlist with over 100 videos that I will link in the cards and down below. And if you want to support this channel, this merch is available on my Teespring now. So check it out, and thanks for supporting the channel. I love you guys so much, and let me know, Team Cardi or Team Kev, K-Dog, Big K Money. Love you, bye.